Hello and welcome back to Surveyor Stories. Today we are joined by Dean Gott. Hello, Dean.
Hi, Jill. How are you doing? My name's Dean Gott. I'm manager of infrastructure, and I've been with GeoVerra for about 12 years through all the legacy firms. So I had graduated. I was originally going to join the military as a fighter pilot, but unfortunately that fell through for me. I didn't make the cut, so I was kind of in limbo. I started working construction, and I figured out pretty quickly I didn't want to work construction for the rest of my life. So this was kind of back in the day prior to internet being quite large and Google being a thing. So they had the brochure booklets, and I grabbed one of those from my local college. They had 3 types of engineering, and geomatics was in there, and it sounded like the most interesting, and I think it aligned with my interests the best as well. So I went to Lethbridge College, and I did the Geomatics Engineering Technologies diploma down there. I enjoyed that course simply because it was very well-rounded. It talked about not only surveying, but we explored GIS and remote sensing, which at the time were fairly new to geomatics. So I think it was a good program at the time where it was very well-rounded. It gave me an idea of different factions of geomatics as well. And to this day, I still touch base on all 3 of those. And then obviously the inclusion of UAVs and geospatial as well is a big part of that. It's been a bit of a wild ride. I'll try to summarize it as best I can, but like most of us, I started out as a summer student as a survey assistant with a local survey company in Lethbridge. From there, upon graduation, I moved outside of Lethbridge to Brooks because of an opportunity out there. I quickly moved from survey assistant to crew chief to project technologist or geomatics technologist at the time. And then from there, I kind of bounced around between 2 companies where I stayed as geomatics tech. From there, I moved to an engineering firm where I became a survey supervisor. After that, I joined Stuart Weir, which is one of our legacy firms, and I've been here ever since. I started with Stuart Weir as a project specialist, then a project manager, and then up until about last year in May, I moved into the manager of infrastructure role. Outside of Brooks, there's a little town called Bow City, and there they've got a medicine wheel, and it's very historically significant to a lot of Indigenous communities in the area, and it's actually a lot of history. It's older than Stonehenge. And what made it so memorable was we worked with an archaeologist because they were putting a pipeline in the area. And we worked with archaeologists to determine the area that needed to be protected. So it wasn't only the medicine wheel, but it was also significant monuments such as rock cairns and teepee rings that were pretty important to a lot of communities in the area. So that was one that was really stuck out in my mind. The other one was, once again, surveying near Lethbridge. We were working on a road and I had to cross a railroad. And every time I crossed it, I got snagged by a rattlesnake in the rails. It was a baby rattlesnake, and every time I walked by, he would strike and try to bite through my leather boots. Fortunately for me, their teeth, their fangs aren't strong enough to penetrate the leather. And I didn't realize it was happening until my survey assistant at the time pointed it out, and we saw the venom on the boots, and we just kind of grabbed a lath and scooted it out of there, and it made its way into the field and never saw it again. So yeah, the couple stories that really stand out in my mind with surveying. Is be flexible and take on challenging tasks. In terms of being flexible, it's kind of goes with the territory with surveying that you're going to be surveying all over the place. So when you make yourself available and flexible, you're going to get a lot more opportunities to take on those challenging tasks. The other thing too is I always say this to people who work on my projects who are new to the industry or who have been in the industry for a while is the survey industry is quite small, so your reputation is very important. And some of the best advice that I was always given was you're only given one name in this world, protect it and build it. So that kind of goes with your reputation. So for your reputation, protect it, build it, and then you'll be quite successful in this industry. I don't think people are naive enough to think that we don't talk to other survey companies or we don't have relationships with other survey companies. So if you are looking to move around in the industry, people talk, and your reputation is the currency, right? So just build it, maintain it, and you should do really good in this industry.
Thank you, Dean, for joining us on Surveyor Stories, and stay tuned for the next interview.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks for having me, and it was a pleasure.